Hello everybody, I'm Colin, and let's say that you want the greatest daily driver supercar, but you don't want a 911 Turbo S because that might be a little bit stale or boring or plain or too obvious of a pick for you. Well, I present to you this, what might be the best option for you, the all-new Aston Martin Vantage S Roadster, or if you know, a coupe if you want one. But what does the S stand for? Well, it stands for the Edge Sharpened. So basically a mid-production facelift. But this only costs $5,000 more than the base Vantage. So do you really get that much for your extra money? Well, here are the differences.
The differences are as follows. They took the rear subframe and mounted it solidly to the body, which increased overall body stiffness by 5%. They also stiffened the rear connecting points for the rear suspension by 30%. Additionally, they softened the transmission mount by 10% and also increased camber in both the front and the rear wheels.
So here we are inside of the new Aston Martin Vantage S Roadster, and I must say I'm in absolute love with this interior. All of the materials are basically perfect. It's about as nice as you get in terms of leather and Alcantara. This one is optioned with a lot of the interior carbon fiber, so it's a very well optioned car. Like I said, the sticker on this is $283,000, and yeah, it's nicer than what you're going to get in a 911 Turbo S. All the user interface is extremely good and extremely well thought out. Everything is a tactile button or a nice little metal scroll wheel. Everything is just perfect in this car. And when it comes to the infotainment and the digital display, they're very good. I like the design on it and everything. The only little tiny gripe that I have with it is honestly the fact that it is just a tad bit slow. But other than that, it is really good. Another funny little thing is up on the steering column for like your turn signal and your heated steering wheel and your wiper blades, stuff like that. That's the only thing that is not Aston Martin about this interior, because it is actually from Mercedes. And not any specific Mercedes, I just mean like every Mercedes of the modern era. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I love all the stitching and the pattern and everything on the seats. It's just extremely well built. And that is pretty much the gist of this car. The Bowers & Wilkins sound system is really good. The bass is nice. It's got a nice tone to it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good speaker. Another thing that is actually all new and one-off currently for Aston Martin is CarPlay Ultra, which right now is only available in the 2026s. Like this car, it will be available in the 24s and 25s as a software update. But basically, it's Apple CarPlay and the Aston Martin all at the same time. So you don't have to go out of CarPlay to switch any modes or mess with anything. It is built into the system, and it is extremely good and extremely usable.
And another noteworthy fact about this car, it actually has the fastest convertible roof top up and down on the market. That is quick. That is really quick. And like that, you're good to go. So now let's take it out for a spin and find out how good this car really is. But first, please be sure to like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Alright, so here we are in the Vantage S Roadster. Obviously top up so you guys can hear me, but this car is absolutely incredible, especially with that 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. It sounds absolutely wild. It sounds so gnarly. And it's an AMG Derived V8, but Aston Martin kind of made it their own, so they gave it new heads, cam, and turbos. So it's more of an AMG Derived V8. Rather than a AMG V8 just ripped out of an AMG GT, which I want to talk about for a second because this car starts at just shy of $200,000. Now this one is optioned to $280,000, but if you look at all of its competitors in the market, such as the 911 Turbo and Turbo S, and the Turbo S specifically, which starts at $270,000, so you can have a very well optioned Aston, or you can have a very low option Turbo S. And just like I said at the beginning, this is the car for somebody who wants that daily driver supercar and that great experience, the supercar experience, but they don't want to pick the obvious choice, which is 911 Turbo S. And in my opinion, I honestly personally like this better. No, it is not technically, from a performance perspective, as good as the 911. That is fine, because where this is lacking in performance, this makes up in soul and excitement, which kind of sounds weird considering this is more of a grand touring kind of car, but it has a lot of character. Now, this versus the old Aston Martin Vantage. When I say old, I mean like the 2018 generation. This is based on that car. It's got the same chassis, but the rest of this car is about 85% different. Obviously, this interior is all different. It's got a new body, which means the aluminum construction is more advanced. It has a brand new rear subframe, which, like I said in the intro, the standard Vantage versus the S, this has the subframe mounted directly to the body rather than some extra stuff in between, so you get extra connection with the car. It has increased torsional stiffness. I wouldn't say necessarily new, but it has a majorly revised double wishbone front and rear independent suspension. And the aerodynamics are optimized for functionality. It's got an upgraded E differential in the back, and it has a shortened final drive ratio by 5%. Now, enough with the technicals. Let's talk about what the overall experience is. So currently we have it in Sport Plus, and it is actually very, very comfortable. It also, for being an almost 4,000 pound car, feels very light. It feels very tossable. Now, while it is pretty comfortable in Sport Plus mode, that does not mean that it is compromised in any way. It's very tossable, it feels nimble. Now, these seats feel very good. Like I said, the ride is comfortable, but the seats are also just as comfortable. They do hug me a little bit, but overall space in the car is just great. I am 6'2", and I have a lot of, I have more legs than anything else, and it's really, really good in here. I mean, you'd kind of anticipate that for being more of a GT car, but it also feels a lot more nimble than the new Vanquish, which seems obvious, but it only weighs 200 pounds more. And yes, this is a narrower, shorter body, but it feels a lot different than the Vanquish by a long shot. But yes, like I was saying, the overall experience is really good, and that sound from that twin-turbo V8 is just phenomenal, especially with those pops and cracks you get higher in the rev range. Oh my gosh. This thing hauls. Woo! Man, this thing moves so good. Wow. This thing's impressive. Oh, there's the cornering abilities I was talking about. Oh man. This is absolutely impressive. So now, let's head back. We'll calm down a bit, and I'll give you my conclusion. So, my final thoughts on this car are overwhelmingly positive. This car is the perfect blend of exotic supercar and daily driver. While it may do the comfort cruiser style of driving great, that does not mean it compromises spirited driving at all. It handles well and feels quite nimble despite its weight, and can hang with the greatest of sports cars. It really is the most unique daily driver exotic. Thank you for watching, and please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I would also like to extend a massive thank you to Victor at DeMitt Automotive Group in Tampa Bay, Florida for allowing me to film this amazing car. Link to the dealer in the description below, and be sure to contact them for any supercar needs.